Greetings and welcome to Armored Core Reforged, the series where I take the preset ACs of the game and optimize them to the best of my abilities, preferably making them viable in PvP. The process will consist of me going over the original build, then I will go over the upgraded version and all the thought behind it. And then finally, me and a volunteer will do a final PvP test to see which version of the build is indeed superior. As well as after this video goes up, I will be making a community post where you guys can vote as to which preset will be the next featured on Reforged. But all that said, you have yourself a very good one, and enjoy. Greetings and welcome back to Reforged. Last episode we took a look at Ring Freddy's AC, and then in that video I asked y'all to give the Reforged variant a new name. I think the best and fitting of the bunch is Candelabra, given to us by our boy, our good old friend Ghost. But yeah, I think it is a fitting evolution of a name, so it shall be indubitably. Thank y'all for the amazing suggestions. I'm definitely interested to see the names y'all come up with for this AC. And indeed, as you can see, we're going to be taking a look at DOLMAYAN's AC, the leader of the RLF. As well as we did upgrade this AC live on Requiem Live, I stream every Monday upgrading the preset builds for Reforged as well as player submitted builds for Requiem. So if you want to tune in and add your own input, keep me in mind for Mondays. But with all that out of the way, let us begin. Alright, DOLMAYAN's AC is a medium to close range, highly aggressive, melee based bipedal AC. For our primary weapons, we have the Burst Rifle Rensetsu RF, which is definitely one of the best kinetic based ranged weapons in the entire game, dealing high amounts of stagger. Its fire rate's slow enough where it can be used with arms like the Basho, which have the worst recoil control, and still make a good use of the weapon. It also has great direct hit adjustment, making it super good at staggering the opponent and getting some good damage in at a range if you don't have your stagger punish ready. So yeah, overall one of the best kiting weapons in the game. And then next we have the Pulse Blade, the Butt, which in my opinion is definitely one of the best top 3 melees in the entire game. Its charge attack is quick, scales with your booster's thrust, or melee thrust anyway. And yeah, the charge gives off a mini stun. The normal attacks are high damaging and very solid on direct hit. And yeah, light and fast. Very good melee, indubitably. Next, for shoulder mounts, we have 2 primaries. First is the Napalm Launcher, which is a pretty niche weapon. It's pretty neat for ground denial, yet about like 60% of fights in this game take to the skies anyway. It won't really be on the ground, so this doesn't have much of a use, basically. It's a niche weapon, just not very good for all-roundedness. And then next we have the handheld 4-cell missile launcher, the Box Missile, which is a very solid missile launcher. Fires fast, locks on quick, has good direct hit, good damage, good impact. Really, all things are great, and it being a primary can be a plus or a negative, depending on your build. As when it is stored on your back, it does reload slower, but since it is a primary, it allows you to run more missiles overall. And for frame parts, we have full Basho, which with this assortment, we have 11,500 AP, very durable, 1100 defenses, 1600 stability, and 300 boost speed. So overall, very durable, although speed is not insane. For inner parts, for boosters, we have the Kinkaku Booster, which its main stats are pretty shabby. It does have nice quick boost EN consumption, but where it really shines in its speciality is its melee attack thrust and consumption. Basically meaning with this booster, your melee speeds will be upwards of 700, while not burning a lot of energy. So melee canceling is definitely the way to go for high speed with this build. For FCS, we have the PO5 Max Medium Range Assist, and for Generator, the Small Cordal Gen. And for expansion, Assault Armor, which will indeed get boosted in damage because of our Cordal Generator. Alright, for playstyle, I recommend you start with your primaries, fire them off, and then switch over Spray and Pray with the Rensetsu until stagger is broken. You can stay at your more medium range as we'll be able to cut the distance with our Kinkaku Booster, and of course go in with the melee. With a Kinkaku Booster, you can also feint in a normal melee into the charge, to get the speed, which will deal high amounts of stagger indubitably. Yes, this is the original AC. Let's take it into the forge.
これがレクイエムだ。
And here we are, Reforged. For the primary weapons, I ended up switching out the Rensetsu for the Harris. As if we're just going to have one rifle, we might as well just, use a much stronger rifle that can more or less substitute for 2, as well as its charge attack is incredibly good for building high amounts of stagger, and is great when paired with our Pulse Blade. But we'll get onto that in the playstyle. Next, keeping the Pulse Blade. After the back weapon, switching the Napalm Launcher to the Bazooka Majestic. As really just a substitute for the Napalm Launcher, as the Napalm Launcher really isn't that great, and the Majestic will do good to build up high amounts of stagger, it has proxy det, and is another type of launcher type weapon indubitably. So it fits fine with the flow of the build and does a lot better job in our versatility indubitably. And then lastly, I ended up switching out the Box Missile for the Balaam 6-cell. As this is a super good missile launcher for closer ranges, the fire rate will be a lot faster as it's not a primary in our bay, reloading hella slow, And yeah, fine damage, fine reload, very similar to the box missile, only that it is indeed shoulder mounted, which in our case is very good. For our frame parts, we have the Virile Head, Mind Alpha Core, Bastio Arms, and Mind Alpha Legs. With this current instrument, we have 11,590 AP, 1200 defenses, 1800 stability, and 275 boost speed, with a quick boost of 315. So overall, very durable, which is going to be necessary for a melee type of playstyle and where we need to take some trades. And our speed is not super great, but honestly doesn't really matter with the Kinkaku booster being our main source of speed. 400 parts for boosters, keeping the Kinkaku as it is indeed the identity of the build, and melee canceling is badass. For FCS, switching to Ocellus, going full close range with this build, as close range is where we're going to get the most bang for our buck. And for generator, just upgrading to the big Coral Gen. And for FCS, switching to the more reliable Pulse Armor. And for playstyle, fire off missiles at any range, charge with the Harris, melee cancel into the charge, Pulse Blade, get some stagger, into Harris through combo, and then into your bazooka. And then kind of rinse and repeat and use whatever's up, indubitably. As well as for your bazooka, you could switch out to the Zoan G if you want higher fire rate, as well as to the Javelin Alpha if you want more damage on your direct hit. Although I like Majestic as it has a nice mixture of both. But yes, this is Reforged. Now this is normally when I would go over the differences between this variant, the No Holds Barred upgraded version, versus the lower accurate version, but they're actually exactly the same. All of these parts are accessible by DOLMAYAN if he and his fellow RLF members decided to work together to prioritize getting better AC parts based on the organizations they have access to. So yeah, now me and my buddy Shattered will get into the PvP test. Enjoy. Alright. The Thummy Man. Right.
Yeah, I forgot he has Coral Booster.
Yeah, he's the Orta. Or Iorta.
Did I mean do that? Okay.
Let's go.
That hit? Damn, okay.
Yes, sir, dude.
Ow.
Barely got you at the end.
Ooh.
Did he get it? Get good.
That didn't hit? Are you kidding me? I didn't.
Oh, it's not that. That's cool.
Ow.
Got some value. Bombs.
Ow.
Bombas.
I don't want to stagger.
Oh yeah. Napalms don't do much there. And when most fights in this game, 1v1s especially, take place, like I say, 70% airborne, being lighting
like
the ground on
it's
fire
just
just
not
doesn't really do
very
a
good.
lot for you. Yeah, it's a little goofy, some might say.
Yeah, that did nothing.
Oda.
Ow.
I would agree.
Ow.
Kakaku go burr.
Damn. That hit? Damn, okay.
Yes, sir, dude.
This rifle sucks ass.
It is kind of goofy. Got feints for days. Bombs.
Damn it.
Oh my god.
God, rifle sucks dick on its own.
Yeah. Yarr. Alrighty, and that is it for this episode of Reforged. Big thanks to my buddy Shadow for helping me out with the PvP test. Links to their art projects will be in the description below. And if you have a neat name for this Reforged variant of the AC, feel free to leave it in the comments below, and I will select it in the next episode of Reforged, where we will be finally taking a look at Index Dunham, the last to be picked out of the RLF. But yeah, all is said, y'all have yourself a very good one, and yeah, peace.